Hello everyone. We are starting with chapter 22, Chemical Control and Coordination. This is first video, class 11th, Biology. In this video, we are going to cover the following topics. We'll do the introduction to endocrine glands and hormones, and we will study about endocrine glands like hypothalamus, pituitary, pineal, thyroid, parathyroid and thymus in detail in this video. Let us first see what is an endocrine system. This system coordinates and also it regulates different physiological functions in the body along with nervous system. Means it works with nervous system and coordinate various functions of the body. Endocrine system has endocrine glands and their chemical secretion is called as hormones. So, they are responsible for chemical coordination. What are endocrine glands? They are the ductless glands. Means they do not have ducts or passage to send hormones to different parts of the body. Then how hormones reaches to different parts? What they do? Endocrine glands release hormones directly into the blood and then blood transport hormones to different parts or to target organs. Now see the scientific definition of hormone. Hormones are non-nutrients, means we do not take it along with food. ये हमारे food का part नहीं है. They act as intercellular messengers. Intercellular means between cells and they are produced in trace amounts. So read the definition properly. Hormones are non-nutrient chemicals that act as intercellular messengers and are produced in trace amounts. Okay, so this is the definition of hormone. Now come to human endocrine system. Where are these glands present in our body? The endocrine glands and cells which produce hormones are located at different parts of our body. You can see their location in diagram. They may be present in brain, in neck region, on kidney, etc. Different endocrine glands present in our body are 1. Hypothalamus, 2. Pituitary, 3. Pineal, 4. Thyroid, 5. Parathyroid, 6. Thymus, 7. Adrenal, 8. Pancreas and 9. Gonads, means testes and ovaries. All they secrete hormones. Note, gastrointestinal tract, liver, kidney and heart, they also have certain cells which produce hormones. Let us study about them in detail. In this video, we will study 1 to 6 endocrine glands, means from hypothalamus to thymus, and rest we will complete in the next video. First, start with hypothalamus. As you know, it is a part of forebrain or diencephalon. See diagram 1. Labeling 2. Green round structure in diagram is hypothalamus. Neurons of hypothalamus. See diagram 2. Labeling 3. These neurons secrete hormones and the hormones secreted by them are 1. Releasing hormone, 2. Inhibiting hormone and 3. Oxytocin and vasopressin hormone. And one very important point about hypothalamus is it controls secretion of pituitary gland. Next. Now, let us see role of hormones secreted by hypothalamus. First, releasing hormone. What it does? It stimulates pituitary gland. Example of releasing hormone is gonadotropin releasing hormone or GnRH. What it does? This stimulates pituitary gland and pituitary gland releases gonadotropins. So that's how it acts on the pituitary gland. Second hormone is inhibiting hormone. It inhibits the activity of pituitary gland. Example of this hormone is somatostatin. This hormone inhibits the secretion of growth hormone from the pituitary. So, you can see secretions of pituitary are under the control of hypothalamus. And one more important point is releasing hormone and inhibiting hormones reach anterior pituitary from hypothalamus via portal circulatory system. See labeling 5 in diagram. It is a portal circulation which carry hormones released from a neuron to anterior pituitary, which is labeling 1. Clear? Now next is oxytocin and vasopressin. These are also released from hypothalamus and transported to posterior pituitary directly through axons of neuron. In diagram, you can see B neuron is carrying these hormones directly to posterior pituitary, that is labeling 2. It is posterior pituitary, getting the hormone from the B neuron. Okay, so you can say this part of pituitary is under direct control of neural regulation of hypothalamus. Second gland is pituitary gland. See its location in diagram A. Labeling 1 is pituitary gland in diagram, and it is located in bony cavity called sella turcica, and this is labeling 3 in the diagram. Labeling 3 is a bony cavity called sella turcica in which pituitary gland is present, and this gland is attached with hypothalamus by a stalk. Labeling 2 is hypothalamus to which pituitary is attached. Clear? Pituitary gland has two parts. See the diagram, labeling 1 and labeling 2. Labeling 1 is adenohypophysis or anterior pituitary, and labeling 2 is neurohypophysis or posterior pituitary. Further, anterior pituitary is divided into pars distalis and pars intermedia. Let us see these two parts in the next slide. See the diagram. The two parts of anterior pituitary are labeling 1 and labeling 2. 1 is pars distalis and 2 is pars intermedia. Okay. Now, let us see the hormone secreted by pars distalis. Clear? It secretes following hormones. 1. Somatotropin or growth hormone GH. 2. Prolactin. 3. Thyroid stimulating hormone or TSH. 4th. Adrenocorticotropic hormone ACTH. 5th. Follicle stimulating hormone or FSH. And 6th. Luteinizing hormone or LH. Let us study the role of these hormones in our body. First, somatotropin or growth hormone. It controls our body growth, and if its secretion increases or its oversecretion, it leads to giantism. See second person in the picture. He is having height 8 feet 1 inch, showing abnormality. Okay, and this is the giantism. And if its secretion is less or hyposecretion, it leads to dwarfism. See the first person in the diagram in the picture. He is having height 2 feet 5.37 inches, showing stunted growth or dwarfism. Clear? But if oversecretion of growth hormone occurs in adult, what happens? In the middle age, what happens? It causes acromegaly. See some pictures of persons showing acromegaly. Here, face disfigure हो जाता है, and it may lead to complications and also may cause premature death. Also, this disease remains undetected for many years, and it is very difficult to detect this disease at early stages. Second hormone is prolactin. It regulates milk production and growth of mammary glands. Third hormone is thyroid stimulating hormone or TSH. What it does? It stimulates thyroid gland to secrete thyroxine hormone. Labeling 1 in the diagram you can see is a thyroid gland. Fourth hormone is adrenocorticotropic hormone. It acts on cortex region of adrenal gland. And see the diagram, the location of adrenal gland in the diagram. They are present on kidney, labeling 2. ACTH stimulates the synthesis of glucocorticoids from adrenal cortex. Next hormone, follicle stimulating hormone, secreted from anterior pituitary pars distalis. It stimulates gonadal activities and it acts on ovaries in females and testes in males. In males, what it does? In males, follicle stimulating hormone regulate the formation of sperms or spermatogenesis. See the diagram 1. The formation of sperm is taking place in the testes and this is under the control of follicle stimulating hormone. While in female, it stimulates the growth and development of ovarian follicle in the ovaries. See diagram 2. It is a section of ovary where follicles are growing and the growth of follicle is under the control of follicle stimulating hormone. Come to luteinizing hormone or LH. It also stimulates gonadal activities. In males, it stimulates synthesis of androgens from testes. See the upper diagram, it is a diagram of testes in which androgens are produced and these are produced by the action of luteinizing hormone. In females, it induces ovulation and maintains corpus luteum. See the lower diagram, labeling 2 is showing release of ovum or ovulation and labeling 3 is showing corpus luteum in ovary. These are under the control of luteinizing hormone. Now, second part of anterior pituitary is pars intermedia. See diagram A, labeling 2 is pars intermedia. It produces melanocyte stimulating hormone or MSH. What it does, where it acts? It acts on melanocyte in skin and regulate skin pigmentation. You can see the diagram B, here the melanocytes are shown. On these melanocytes stimulating hormone acts and help in the formation of pigments. So, the skin color is regulated by melanocyte stimulating hormone through melanocytes. Clear? Come to neurohypophysis or posterior pituitary. See the diagram, labeling 2 is posterior pituitary. It only stores oxytocin and vasopressin which is secreted by hypothalamus. What is the role of oxytocin? It stimulates contraction of muscles in the uterus at the time of childbirth. Second, it also helps in milk ejection from mammary glands. Role of vasopressin or antidiuretic hormone or ADH. It acts on distal convoluted tubule of nephron. You can see the diagram, DCT is written, it is the nephron and showing the distal convoluted tubule. डिस्टल कॉन्वोल्यूटेड ट्यूब्यूल वाटर एंड इलेक्ट्रोलाइट को रीअब्जॉर्ब कर लेता है एंड वाटर लॉस रिड्यूस हो जाता है और यू कैन से इट रिड्यूसेस डायूरेसिस. बट व्हाट हैपन्स if there is a deficiency of ADH, then water loss from the body increase. As a result, there is a dehydration takes place in the body and this condition is called as diabetes insipidus. Now, gland 3, pineal gland. It is smallest endocrine gland and it is also located on dorsal side of forebrain. You can see its location in the upper diagram. It secretes melatonin. What is the role of melatonin? It regulates diurnal rhythm or sleep-wake cycle and also it regulates body temperature. It influences metabolism, it influences pigmentation and also control menstrual cycle. Then it influences our defense capability, means the capability of fighting with the disease germs. This is also controlled by, influenced by melatonin. Clear? Fourth gland is thyroid gland. See the upper diagram. Thyroid is the largest gland and it has two lobes located on either side of trachea or windpipe. Two lobes are interconnected by isthmus And thyroid gland is composed of two things, follicles and stromal tissues. Follicle cells secrete hormones. Number 1, thyroxine, tetraiodothyronine, it is also called T4, and triiodothyronine, it is the T3. It also secretes thyrocalcitonin or TCT. See the role of thyroxine. It regulates basal metabolic rate or BMR, or you can say it regulates various chemical reactions in our body. Second, it regulates physical, mental and sexual development. Third, it supports RBC formation. Fourth, it controls metabolism of carbohydrates, proteins and fats, and also it maintains water and electrolyte balance in the body. What happens when there is less secretion of thyroxine is there in the body, or you can say hypothyroidism occurs. It is also called as goiter. Thyroid gland enlarge हो जाता है due to deficiency of iodine in diet. See upper diagram, a person having goiter has enlarged thyroid gland in the neck region. It causes irregular menstrual cycle in adult women. And if hypothyroidism occurs during pregnancy, it affects baby and the baby may suffer from stunted growth, and the disease is called as cretinism. Also, there may be mental retardation, abnormal skin, deaf mutism in baby. One must eat iodine-rich food and also iodized salt to avoid goiter. Now, oversecretion of thyroxine or hyperthyroidism. Thyroxine level increases abnormally and affects many physiological activities. And this may be due to development of cancer of thyroid gland. See the upper diagram showing cancer nodules in thyroid. Now see the lower picture. Here these persons are suffering from Graves' disease or exophthalmic goiter. It is a form of hyperthyroidism. Symptoms of this disease are enlargement of thyroid gland, protrusion of eyeball, and increase of basal metabolic rate. As a result, there is a loss of weight takes place. Next hormone secreted by thyroid is thyrocalcitonin. It is a protein hormone. See the diagram. It regulates blood calcium level and it lowers the level of calcium in the blood. See labeling 1 to 5. In 1, what is happening? If the level of calcium rises in the blood, then labeling 2, thyroid start secreting calcitonin, and this calcitonin will act on the bones. See the labeling 3, what is happening in the bone? It stimulates calcium deposition in the bones. And see labeling 4, what is happening in the kidney? This calcitonin reduces calcium uptake in kidneys. As a result, what will happen? Blood calcium level declines to set points. So that's how it helps in regulating the blood calcium level. It lowers the blood calcium level. Clear? And iodine is essential for normal formation of thyroxine. Next gland is parathyroid gland. See the location of the parathyroid gland in the diagram. These are 4 glands on back side of thyroid gland. They secrete parathyroid hormone and it is a peptide hormone. Next, see the role of parathyroid hormone. See the diagram, labeling 1 to 5. Start करते हैं labeling 2 से. What is happening here? If there is a less amount of calcium present in the blood, this will cause the secretion of parathyroid hormone from parathyroid gland. Now, this hormone will act on bones. Labeling number 3 देखिए. Here it stimulates bone resorption or demineralization takes place, or you can say it stimulates calcium release from the bones. बोन्स कैल्शियम को रिलीज करना स्टार्ट कर देते हैं. नेक्स्ट पॉइंट नंबर 4 देखिए, इट स्टिमुलेट्स द रीअब्जॉर्प्शन ऑफ कैल्शियम बाय रीनल ट्यूब्यूल्स. ओके, एंड ऑल्सो लेबलिंग नंबर 5 देखिए, इट इंक्रीजेस कैल्शियम एब्जॉर्प्शन फ्रॉम द डाइजेस्टेड फूड ऑल्सो. सो ओवरऑल इफेक्ट क्या होता है? नंबर 1, it increases the blood calcium level. So along with TCT, it helps in calcium balance in the body. Next gland is thymus gland. See its location in the diagram. It is bilobed gland located between lungs, behind sternum, on the ventral side of aorta. What it does? It secretes thymosin and it is a peptide hormone. फंक्शन देखिए क्या है इसके. फर्स्ट फंक्शन, इट हेल्प्स इन डिफ्रेंसिएशन ऑफ टी लिम्फोसाइट्स एंड दस प्रोवाइड सेल मेडिएटेड इम्यूनिटी, मीन्स इट इंक्रीज द इम्यूनिटी ऑफ आवर बॉडी. सेकेंड, इट ऑल्सो प्रमोट एंटीबॉडी प्रोडक्शन फॉर ह्यूमोरल इम्यूनिटी. सो overall you can say it increase our immunity and we can fight with disease germs. Clear? But thymus is degenerated in old individuals. Thymosin production decrease हो जाता है. As a result, old persons become weak. So that's all for today. Thank you very much for staying with me. Subscribe the channel to get the information about my new video. Thank you so much.